So guys, here is an outline of some of the common and possible questions that may be asked during a UI UX design job interview. These questions include, but are not limited to: 1. Can you describe the difference between user interface design and user experience design? 2. Can you explain the UX design process? 3. How do you conduct a user research? 4. What is a user persona and why is it important in UX design? 5. How do you approach information architecture? 6. What are some common UX design principles? 7. How do you ensure accessibility in your designs? 8. What is the importance of usability testing? 9. How do you incorporate user feedback into your designs? 10. Can you explain the concept of wireframing and its purpose? 11. What tools do you use for UI UX design? 12. Can you describe your design workflow from concept to final product? 13. How do you prioritize features and functionalities in your designs? 14. What is responsive design and why is it important? 15. How do you create a seamless user experience across different devices? 16. Can you describe the concept of interaction design? 17. What is a design pattern and how do you use it in your work? 18. How do you approach designing for mobile applications? 19. Can you explain what are micro interactions? 20. How do you design for internationalization and localization? 21. Can you describe a challenging project you worked on and how you overcame the design obstacles? 22. How do you stay updated with the latest UI UX design trends? 23. How do you balance user needs and business goals in your design? 24. How do you handle constructive criticism of your designs? 25. How do you collaborate with developers during the design process? 26. How do you ensure consistency in your designs across different screens and interactions? 27. How do you handle tight deadlines and conflicting priorities in your design projects? 28. How do you approach designing for accessibility and inclusivity? 29. What are the key principles of visual design and how do you apply them in your work? 30. What is information architecture and its importance in UI design? 31. How do you ensure consistent and coherent visual language in your designs? 32. Can you describe a project where you had to balance aesthetics and usability? And how did you approach it? 33. How do you conduct usability testing to inform your design decision? 34. What tools and softwares do you use for UI design, prototyping, and collaboration? 35. How do you handle feedback and critique from stakeholders and team members? 36. How do you approach designing for different screen sizes and devices? 37. How do you approach designing for accessibility in your UI designs? 38. How do you stay updated with the latest UI design trends and emerging technologies? 39. How do you ensure consistency and maintain design standards across different projects or within a design team? 40. Can you explain the difference between UI design and graphic design? 41. Can you explain the UX design process from start to finish? 42. How do you approach conducting user research and what method do you use? 43. Can you walk me through a project where you had to balance business goals and user needs? 44. How do you ensure that your designs are accessible and inclusive? 45. How do you prioritize and incorporate user feedback into your design iterations? 46. Can you discuss a challenging design problem you faced and how you solved it? 47. What techniques do you use to create effective information architecture and navigation systems? 48. How do you approach creating wireframes and prototypes? And what tools do you use? 49. Can you explain the importance of usability testing in design process? 50. How do you stay updated with the latest UX design trends and industry developments? And that's that for the outline. So guys, now that we have successfully outlined all the possible questions that may be asked during a UI UX job interview, it is time to take a quick look at some in-depth explanations and conversational answers to these common questions. And that's beautiful, guys.